I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it was intended. So as you all are leaving, with now Gilly in tow, and she's just skipping about, and everyone's like, "Oh, Princess Gilly, hello, hi, how are you?" And she's just like waving and trying to get through the crowd as it's slowly like forming, and you guys get to the gate, and you see more guards standing there, and they're just like, "Please be careful, please be safe." And Gilly just kind of skips on through as you all do as well, getting through the checkpoint. You are off on your way.
We have horses.
Oh yeah, we'll say you got horses at the checkpoint.
Dominion
And
looks at all of them and goes, "We need to get the hell out of here."
I do want to pull Zeminyar to the side at one point and remind him, just out of earshot of Gilly, of the very first kind of death of Gilly premonition that we had, where the place where she died originally was Berry Valley. So we have to be perfectly careful here. Because that
Oh,
could
yes.
still happen.
Yes, it very well could. But at this point, anything could happen, right? I mean,
Yes, very unfortunately so.
are you talking about the elves and dwarves, or are you talking about... You know what? Never mind.
No,
We should get going.
Yeah, let's just go.
I would say you guys are on the trail at this point, and you're clip clopping around and doing your whole ordeal. Each of you have a horse. Maybe Harbo just decided to ride Bakhtiari.
Yeah.
I always have to break that down phonetically every single time.
Bakhtiari?
Yeah, yes. hmm And you all are just going through, and you see it's kind of midday at this point, and you're just almost in the middle of the woods, and she's just trotting along. Does anyone want to do any checks to make sure there's no possible danger
I'll do
nearby?
an arcana check.
Yes, I will also.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you want survival or perception, perhaps?
Whichever you guys want to do. Perception would be more of a perceiving around to see if you see anything. Survival, I will say, is more of like a detailed looking for like tracks or seeing
Oh,
any
I'll do
broken.
perception.
Yeah,
Oh, now I roll high.
right.
I roll higher.
You just had to
Miles,
one
you
up me,
see-
Miles.
Yes,
You
I
see
do.
ants. You're like, oh, there's red ants over there.
Well, I've been a little on the
We're still
paranoid
this
side
way?
lately, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. All of you get good senses that nothing dangerous is nearby or really any magic.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, everything is safe and secure. Though you guys do notice Gilly just being the absolute worst every now and then. You guys will she'll either get very far ahead of you guys or get very lagged behind where she gets off her horse and just starts looking at plants and you all have to just reel her back in and she's like, "Fine," as a teenager would be. And you
This
guys
is
are
a
then
field trip.
yeah. And so you all are kind of just taking almost longer than necessary because Gilly is just being full of distractions to you all. And you guys slowly start coming up on Berry Valley, and you notice as the day progresses closer into the evening, she like sees the sign and she's like, "This is not going to be good. I have a bad feeling about this."
What about? What's on your mind?
What do you think? It's like awful that they're still living like this. Apparently, it's voluntarily, but I don't buy it. Why would they
Oh,
still want to live like this? I mean, yes, people still work at the castle, but they no longer live there, except for a couple. But
Just out of character. How long has it been since the freedom?
a
Since they've been.
month.
Yeah, so I remind Gilly that, well, you see, not all of them have the financial freedom that comes with freedom. So just because
Yes.
they've been freed doesn't mean they have a place to live, a place to stay, or even a way to
Yeah,
get food.
I
Some
I
guess.
really thought that was going in a darker place, and I'm proud of you.
I mean,
some
I guess. Maybe I'm just spoiled. Or maybe those of the citizens of Benedict are spoiled because I've been working on that garden so hard and we were so swift to get them independence within the town and like housing being built and everything. So,
Yes, I'm sure there are some that even use this to their advantage. Those who would dread giving up such free labor would no doubt
Right.
make it more difficult to
Maybe
strike
we can
out on
figure
their
out if
own.
that's the case on here.
Hmm. I don't know. Any report says it's been willing, according to father, or at least according to his paperwork. But
Oh, he hasn't been outside in 2 weeks, so let's see what's
he
real.
hasn't been outside in a month. Thankfully Finn's been running around and getting a bunch of information for me, so it's been
Who's
good.
Finn?
Finn? Oh, he's just this little boy that just lives in the castle. He was really close with my mom, from what I hear. But I don't know. I just ask him to get all the paperwork and I just feed him peaches. And he
Millions
does.
of pages?
Kinda. But I
Oh.
know there's this other guy that always asks for peaches as well, though.
Are there any peaches for me?
Yeah, I got
Ooh.
some. And she like tosses out a peach. She goes, I always carry food on me. But no, there's this other guy that has come by every now and then in the morning. This like elf dude. Always asks for peaches. How bizarre.
What's he look
So
like?
bizarre.
Oh, he's a drow and he wears like a dark cloak and such. I see him in Benedict like all the time, but
Do you know his name?
no, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't ask. He always just looks hungry, but he's always staring, so I always just walk up and give him food, and he just nods and walks away. And it's like in the same spot every single day.
That's
Not
actually
every
kind
day, but
of sweet, I think.
I don't know. He's always staring at the castle, so I assume
Think
he's
it's
just an admirer.
suspicious.
It's that we know.
Yeah, it's reminiscent of another one such. We may have met the man before.
No,
Really? What was he like? What's his name?
Well, apparently
Gillies?
not really, if Ziminyar has a different idea.
Can like Gilly see me right now while I'm looking
Yeah.
at Miles?
She's like standing. Yeah, you guys are all riding your horses next to
We're
each other.
clearly talking. I mean, you could always, like, just look
Oh,
away or
Am I?
something.
Is she facing towards Miles or facing towards me? We're like, if we're all riding, we'd
I
all be
don't-
looking forward. So which way is she facing right now?
I would say she's probably in between you and Miles. Like the road's wide enough for at least 3 horses, so she's
Is
Is she
in
for
between.
less.
facing Miles at the moment or me?
Yeah, she's just looking back and forth, trying to like figure out what this conversation is going on around her.
Whenever she looks at Miles, the Miniar is just gonna like put his hand by his throat and be like, "Stop! Shut up! Shut up!"
I pointedly ignore this, as I usually do with Ziminyar.
And she's like, "So what's his name? What's he like?"
Don't
I'm
quite
curious
recall
about him.
his name, but
It's fromage,
Fromage, that was
Ooh.
it.
but don't
I'll bring back
don't
second.
tell him you know. I don't know if that would be good for us or bad for us.
Why? Tell me.
Ah,
Spill the tea leaves.
the tea leaves.
Get it? Spill the tea. Spill the tea leaves. Come on now, we're making some good drag lingo into ye old
Sorry.
times.
What?
Oh my god. Do you not spill the tea? It's like spill the
I
drama,
know
spill the gossip.
But spill the tea leaves had me confused.
Yeah, we're making it ye old times. Ye old times cool like lingo. Spill the tea leaves. Come on.
Yeah, you always adapt phrases from the modern day contemporary into some kind of
Yeah.
bastardized form for your campaign session.
Yeah.
So,
Obviously.
in order to not possibly die by way of dragon again, I'm going to try to roll a perception with what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Sweet.
Wait, what do you mean? That's a different... The dragon's not involved with Fromage.
The dragon was Ginger and Kate.
No,
I
we're
know.
going to have this
Right?
discussion here.
Worked with him, and if he knows who she is, and she now knows who he is and who we are, and that it's all linked, and it gets back to her in any way,
I
and
think
Gilly
your
knows
lines are
about their
really crossed
existence,
here.
We're screwed.
I'm assuming you're not saying this all out loud.
It's not at all. This is like gaming that we need to stop. But,
Okay.
so Ziminyar just goes. He works with a couple of people who are also former bodyguards of you and the two princes. We
Really? What's their
we don't
names?
really get to talk to them much. They're a bit more secretive than we are.
I don't
And
remember anyone else being our bodyguards.
secretive.
What? You
I'm
said
sure you don't know
secretive.
exactly. I'm sure you don't know every spy your father's ever hired. And
Spy? I thought you guys were our bodyguards.
it's just a turn of phrase. What I mean is they were secret bodyguards and we were more on the front. If anything happened with us that was a little too extravagant, they would handle it. But because there's three of you and two teams, not a lot of times do we usually cross over. And now I guess they probably don't work for you, but maybe they still enjoy your company. I don't know.
So what does this have to do with that fromage person?
He was guarding you. That's why he would show up.
I guess. Oh. And she just like shrugs shoulders and starts like, let's just get into this town and find what was his name again? Francis?
Mr. Winstone. Fredrickson, I
Winstone.
think. Or Franz. Franz or Fredrickson?
Franz.
Franz. Yes, of course.
Franz Winstone.
Winstone is easier. Oh,
Franz is
before
only
we
4 letters.
before we get in, perhaps you can. I haven't kept up with the case too much. Did they ever catch the ghost or whatever it was that was abducting women here?
Guess we'll have to find out now, won't we?
Oh, well then you'd best stay close to us. Don't do anything foolish, all right?
Oh. Oh yeah, I remember hearing those rumors. I remember I wanted to go. And I never did get to go.
Well,
I mean, women are still going missing.
so
you think
maybe
it's that, Miles?
yes, I think it's that.
Do you
And
think
I'd
I'm
hate for you
finally
to be
game to
one
do
of.
that?
Are you hoping to go missing?
No, not well, kinda, but
Miles-
no. More so, I finally get to go on that whole journey 4 years later. What a
We did
full
kind of
circle.
promise her a journey, didn't we?
It's amazing that they hadn't put anyone else on the case for 4 whole years, huh?
Well, I mean, in all reality, Berry Valley only consists of 2 farms, the Ronald and Donald farm.
I knew it. I knew it. As soon as you called it, I knew it was coming.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, no, there's only 2 farms there. One has
Oh.
trees and another is more of crops.
Well, in that
I mean,
case,
there's
I
a
would
few
think
other
that
farms.
everyone
like-
would have been abducted by now.
No, a lot of elves and dwarves went there, especially when they were going more inland and leaving the main towns. Well, Berry Valley's a good employee place wise because while there's only 2 farms, there's still a lot of work to be done, and there's hundreds of fields.
Gilly, I'm one, impressed you know all this. And 2,
I read a lot.
would you like to learn any of the combat skills of our group so that way, in case, you decide to be you and adventure about, you can defend yourself?
No, I'm good. I already have my own set of skills. I had a trainer
Could
Oh,
we?
and
and a mentor.
Could you tell us what those are, just so we could account for that?
What are my skills?
Yeah.
Oh, well. And she kind of gets real quiet for a minute as she's debating on how she wants to
I mean,
go about this.
sabotage, breaking and entering, sneaking around.
a particular set of.
Well, I guess it started way sooner, but I was practicing with Harold every now and then when I did get to see him before he left in those 4 years. And then overall, what else? Oh, yeah, there was that one guy that always came by. Maybe I
What
remember
kind?
seeing that drow for a while now. Maybe he was a security guard. Because he trained me a bunch into a bunch of. He calls it thieving, but he never said that
Espionage.
specifically when I
This,
was younger. So,
this makes a lot of sense.
but no, so I kind of went down that path of being very sneaky and stealthy, I guess. It just naturally kind of flowed with me, with
It's so
especially how
sad.
rambunctious I was.
It's so sad that you didn't learn more from Harold. I would have loved to see you tank 16 hits from my Draco Lich.
No. Yeah.
Would you like to have a dagger if you don't already?
No, I got gear. I'm good.
All right. I just
She's-
wanted to make sure.
She's more decked out than you are, probably.
Probably she's royalty.